Arunachala, Kitty Osborne. Living as we do at the end of the 20th century, we have become accustomed to the idea of speed and change being fundamental to our lives. Indeed, in most of the Western world, the only means of assessing success is by charts showing growth and change. In India, this is not quite so ubiquitous, as this is a country where people live in different centuries on the same street, and here it is not quite so hard to accept that some things are well nigh eternal. In Tiruvannamalai, we live at the foot of an eternal mountain. One of the less known stories about the origin of Arunachala is still my favorite. Long ago, at the dawn of time, when the world was new, there lived a great sage who was wise and very powerful. Every day he worshipped Lord Shiva with prayer, with fasting, and with invocations. But as time passed, he grew increasingly troubled, for deep in his heart he knew doubt. What proof was there, after all, that God really existed? Maybe the whole business of prayer and worship, with all its ritual, was just an invention of man, an illusion that we have created for ourselves to pacify our inner urge for divinity. So, the sage became more and more tormented, and he prayed, "O Lord Shiva, if you really exist, then let me see you. If I can see you, then I will believe. If you are not an illusion, show yourself to me." There was no immediate reply to his plea, and so the sage performed great tapas for many years, never ceasing his demand to God. And at last he had a reward. The Lord Shiva appeared to him in a dream and said, "You have performed great austerities in order to see me. But man cannot see God in his true form. So I have come to you in a dream. Ask any other boon of me and I shall grant it." The sage thought this over and he declined. "How do I know," he asked, "that this is not just a dream? I have thought of you ceaselessly for many years, and this could be the result of my wishful thinking. Many people dream strange and wonderful things. No, if you really exist, then I want to see you as you are. Otherwise, I cannot believe in God. For the ages, I have spent thinking only of you. I deserve a better answer than this." Years passed. More years passed, with the sage still insisting on his right to see God and still performing the most rigorous tapas in order to get his wish fulfilled. And then, at last, a day came when his demand was answered. Lord Shiva appeared to him as a blinding column of light. The mortal had to cover his face in order not to be destroyed by the vision of God's might. He threw himself to the ground and begged forgiveness for his doubts. And yet, while prostrate and vulnerable before the Lord, he had the temerity to say, "O Lord Shiva, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for at last granting my wish, for enabling me at last to believe in you with the whole heart. But how many people can perform tapas as I have done for countless years? Many people have doubts as I did. As life is difficult enough for us as it is it fair for God to remain always invisible to us? Should we all believe as an act of faith alone without any assistance? You, with all your powers, could surely give us a bit of help in our difficult path." And Lord Shiva replied, "Yes, well, you may have a point there, and you deserve some recognition for the steadfast way you have prayed to me for so long." There was a momentous pause before the Lord spoke once more. "For your sake and for the benefit of those who come after you, I will become a mountain in this place, and all who wish to see me may come and worship me here at Arunachala until the end of time." And so, for centuries, people have come to Arunachala to worship God. Bhagavan came for the mountain, and many people came for Bhagavan. Om Shri Ramanarpanamastu.